He has sold over 400 cars and is the owner of his very own Edmonton-based car dealership.
Business, man. I could sell anything and everything.
Wow.
This is business. It's in the heart. It's in the passion. Yeah.
And did I mention he's only 22 years of age?
I got into the business with my father when I was about 14.
Yes, today we switch lanes from Kenya to Canada as Malcom Mong'are takes us on a tour of his fast-paced life as a budding entrepreneur abroad.
It's a tough world we live in at this moment, but everything has its purpose, everything has its reasoning. You know, whenever you hear that tune, you're about to get some inspiration from all across the globe. My name is Michael Zimanji, and as you've seen today, it is all about a Gen Z making it big in Canada, Edmonton to be specific. Well, Alex Chamada was able to spend time with him, and here is that story.
Wow, daring abroad, always unpredictable, always inspiring. Welcome, and we are coming to you from Edmonton City in Alberta region, Canada. And guess who I've met? This is Malcom Mong'are. Malcom Mong'are just at 22, is it?
Yes.
22 and is already in business. You know, ajaenda employment nini maneno mengi, ashaanza kujiestablish kama a business person at 22 years old. So tell us exactly, what do you do?
I am a wholesaler. I buy and sell vehicles, but to dealerships, not the public. Not a regular person cannot walk into a dealership and buy a vehicle that's traded into. So when someone takes, for example, one of like the Toyota, it's a 2012 with very high mileage. They go buy a brand new car. The dealership is gonna get that 2012 Toyota. They're gonna call me. They're gonna phone me. It's like, hey, we have this vehicle inbound. How much would you pay for it? I would say, okay, for example, this up like $4,000. So the number that I give them, they add $500 on top. They give it to the customer since they have to make the profits, right? That is what I do basically. And then I buy the vehicles off the dealership. I go find something that, let's say like that 2022 Jeep right over there. And then I take it straight to the dealership. I'm like, hey, I have this. Is this something that's gonna work out for you guys? They said yes, done deal. So for me, it's more of, I don't hold on stock inventory. I have them pre-sold, have everything sold beforehand. It's a cycle that...
It's a cycle
that I just keep repeating, and then... Yeah.
So you don't have to have a yard.
I don't need to have a yard
to stock your vehicles.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
It's much simpler and the overhead's much lesser. And
that's a very smart way of doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how long have you done this, Malcom?
I have officially done it for about 4 years. It's going to be 4 years next month. But prior to that, I got into the business with my father. When I was about 14, I used to go with him to the auction and stuff like that. And then he used to encourage me to buy vehicles. I'd ask him, where's the money gonna come from? I don't have any money. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll cover you. Just go buy the vehicle and then go sell it and then learn from your mistakes. If you make improvements, you make improvements. So that's when I was at 14 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
And then up to 18 years old, that was about 4 years ago. Actually, no, sorry, at 16 I went on my own. My father said, my hands are washed.
He has set you off.
Exactly.
So, I mean, how did you get your capital to venture into this?
Before that, before I get into vehicles, I used to sell shoes, right? Like Jordans, LeBrons, and all that stuff. And Supreme, all that. I designer clothes, basically, yeah. So I used to sell like a shirt for like $500. That's a lot of money. And then I used to sell phones as well in school. The only reason why I went to school was to sell stuff.
To sell stuff.
That was literally, I would buy a phone for $80, I'll sell it for $450. Right? So I just kept building the capital.
So you built capital on your own?
On my own, correct.
Hakuna kupewa?
Hakuna kupewa.
Loan?
Hujachukua
loan?
Sikuchukua loan.
Hujachukua loan kabisa. Naona hata Kiswahili anabonga. Very well done, Malcom. So What did you study in
I didn't-
university?
I didn't get to university.
Oh.
So I was supposed to graduate in 2020, but what I was doing was self-teaching, self-learning. The reason why I wanted self-learning because I could sell cars while I'm learning in school. Right. So when that came,
so is it after high school?
During high school.
Or during high school is when
then
you started teaching yourself business.
So I was self-teaching myself from grade 11 to grade 12.
11 to 12. Then
Grade 11 to 12.
is that high school?
That's high school. And that high school is the only where I stopped. That I got straight into business.
From high school straight into business?
Straight into business.
And that's what you do
That's what
now?
I love. Business, man. I could sell anything and everything.
Wow.
This is business. Like, give me water, I'll go sell it to someone right now. Right? It's just business. I love it. I've been doing this for such a long time. It's in the heart. It's in the passion. Yeah.
So apart from your dad, who inspired you, where else did you pick this? I mean,
I got family members. I have an uncle that has his own business as well. I got
uncle business. So it runs in the blood.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. Yeah. So I think that's where I get it from. Yeah. Since I was a young kid, I've always had that passion.
Where were you born?
Nairobi.
You are born in Nairobi. So you see born Maju huku.
Hapana, mimi nimekaa hapa hivi for 11 years.
Zaliwa Nairobi.
Nilizaliwa
Nairobi. Wazazi walikuwa huko ama walikuwa shakuja huko?
Sisi wote tulikuja pamoja hapa hivi.
Vile walihamia huko kama which year?
2013.
2013.
Yeah. So about 11 years now.
So Kiswahili hujasahau na chapa vizuri?
Najaribu.
Nairobi.
Najaribu.
But hauna kile cha sheng.
No,
ilipotea. So how did your parents come? Yani walikujaje huku? Is it the kazi walipata?
I have an older brother, older sibling. The main reason why we came here is university for him, and
for your older brother.
For my older brother, and for a better future for me and my siblings.
Na
wazazi walijua mimi na shule tuelewana. Spending shule. So alisema acha tufanye hivi, tupeleke watoto majuu. Wapate any form of education, it's much easier and simple over there, and then I was like, they'll figure it out from there.
Wazazi walikuja kwa sababu yenu?
Yes.
Na wakapata job hapa?
Yes.
So mzee ufanya?
My dad, at this moment, akona biashara zake nyumbani na anafanya kazi at the airport. Yeah.
Where?
Edmonton Airport.
Edmonton
International Airport. I have no idea what he does, but he works
where unafanya mambo yako?
Na mama? Mama yangu anafanya the city of Edmonton for the government. What I do with my dad was once he gets off work, and when I get off work at night and stuff like that, when I come home, I'll have a quick chat with him, like about an hour, 30 minutes. Right, so he just briefs me what's going on in the community, what's going on outside, if there's anything that's going on in the airport, stuff like that. So that's how I came about to knowing you coming here and the story that's what's going on. And plus I have uncles as well that
they watch Daring Abroad.
Yeah. So they call me, they're like, hey, this guy's coming over. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Now, Malcom, we've had stories and we see it. Many young people who come here or who are born here end up into, challenges like drug abuse, alcoholism, bad company, and raising children and young people like you in foreign countries, Maju, can be quite difficult. How have you managed to navigate through these challenges?
Thankfully, I have my dad's around and my mom's around. My mom's a very religious person. Kila mara unampata naomba. Unajua, nikiwa na shida na biashara nampigia simu mama.
Anakuombea.
Kuna shida leo hii gari siwezi kauza. Akisema sawa nitakuombea, acha. Then ananipigia anasema umeuza gari, nikamwambia mom, niliuza gari like 2 hours ago. Right? So maombi yake, I believe in them. Right?
So it's all about upbringing.
Yes, literally, it's all about that. And my mom really tried hard, and she sacrificed. Both my parents sacrificed a lot for us to be here. So I said, "Kuja this country," and then I disappoint them. I disappoint my grandma.
Pombe kwako?
Hakuna.
Drugs?
No drugs.
Kukimbia hapa wasichana nini? Your time hakuna.
Strictly business and business only.
And you look forward to raising a stable family. Pole ndio mwendo. Yeah. So what has Maju taught you living in Canada as compared to living in Kenya?
Time and patience.
Time and patience.
Time and patience. Yeah, I'll tell you that, time and patience. You just can't cross into a different world and expect everything just to build itself overnight. You have to put in the work. This is not my country. This is, Azungu. Right? I have to build the future here and everything else, and invest back home while I'm doing it, because anything can happen here. This is not my house. This is not my. I am welcomed here, but this is not my house.
Wow.
Once I'm done, let's say I want to retire, I have my investments back home. I'll just move back home. Nikai.
Wow.
Right. So that's the plan. Hopefully, by God willing, God's grace. For people my age, don't be discouraged. Be passionate. Be positive. It's a tough world we live in at this moment, but everything has its purpose. Everything has its reasoning. Everything. Just be patient and ngangana. Ngangana na maisha. Ngangana na maisha.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Literally,
Yeah.
don't give up. And everything will build itself, and everything will show its time.
Yeah.
If you don't put your effort, don't put your time, you won't get no results. But if you put your results and your time and your blood and sweat, hey, everything will just prosper from there.
Congratulations to Malcom Mong'are there in Edmonton City, Canada. Truly, you can achieve a lot with what you have. Time now for us to go on a short break, but when we return, Centum Real Estate, they have an amazing opportunity for each and every one of you.
Unity Homes is a housing developer, and we focus on creating high-grade investment properties. We were founded in 2015 really with the aim of producing high-quality homes at an affordable price. At present, we have 3 projects ongoing within Tartu City. Silver Hill is a passion project. I love that London-style architecture. The ground floor is a dining room, living room, open-plan kitchen. It's got an electric fireplace. The whole thing opens up into your own private garden. We've got a gym, we've got a swimming pool, we've got a sauna, we've got a business centre, but we've also got a private park. I would urge anybody who's watching this, whether you're in the diaspora, whether you're in Kenya, you should get in touch with us. We make sure that these are pleasant places to bring up families.
Welcome back to the show. Time now for us to get a bit of information with regards to the real estate industry right here in Kenya, and this is courtesy through our friends at Centum Real Estate. Investment tips with Centum Real Estate. Centum Real Estate with real experience. Welcome to the segment. For record purposes, kindly tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Doreen Onwonga. I'm a partner at KN Law LLP, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. KN Law LLP is a law firm out of Kenya with liaison offices in London. We do have 10 years of experience in the Kenyan market, and real estate is really one of our areas of expertise.
Why should I get a lawyer involved? What's the importance of me having a lawyer when I'm investing in property?
I think land in Kenya as an asset, it's really come a long way in terms of, what land entails. So typically, you would find that land may have its challenges. So you really need a lawyer to navigate the process to first tell you, for example, what is the nature of the title you are buying and what exposures or risk do you face, depending on the nature of the title you're buying. So you're buying an apartment, for instance, just because of the process through which there's been a change of use, and probably that title would be under a system that is a registrable title system, and the title would actually be considered, prima facie evidence of ownership as long as you have a search and as long as, of course, there's nothing like, fraud. So you need a lawyer to be able to tell you, so this is the title you're looking at and this is the due diligence process that you need to go to. The second reason you need a lawyer in the process is then, so the nature of, what risk am I taking, how am I going through this, then who actually does the due diligence process for you. And that's where the lawyer comes in, because, you need a lawyer to actually be able to run the process through you, for you, be able to get you, a verified search. A lawyer can advise, for example, in certain areas, there may be certain areas where, for example, you're buying a parcel of land, there may be certain areas, issues to do with land acreage that you need to consider. Do you need to get an extra person, for example, a surveyor, to look and just confirm that what you're buying actually makes sense? Then I think the other thing, considering when you're purchasing a property off plan is, have you seen the plans? At times you need need someone to actually go and, a lawyer to actually check, are this properly registered? Is this within the zoning, specifications? And if it's not, then tell you, okay, yes, so this is not within the zoning specifications, but then this is the risk you're taking and this is how you proceed with it. So you've done the due diligence, the property is a pass, it's passed the due diligence process, you're ready to buy, you have negotiated a payment plan. So you need a lawyer to actually then look at the fine print in terms of the documentation that you're signing. Because once you put pen to paper, we usually have a clause that we call a boilerplate clause in, agreements that says, this is the entire agreement. So all the negotiations we had, everything that we had, everything I told you before, this is it. So you need a lawyer to really look at the fine print.
Yeah.
And that's where real experience counts. You need someone who has seen it. And possibly, ideally, you want someone who's worked for a developer and knows, this is how the developer would try to go around the situation. So you need a lawyer who has experience from both sides. So you need a lawyer to take you through, the documentation. What am I putting pen to paper to? What promises am I being given? And, how do I hold this person accountable?
Investment tips with Centum Real Estate. Centum Real Estate. Real estate with real experience.
Wow, quite informative from Centum Real Estate. I'm sure right now you're a bit more legally aware of the real estate industry right here in Kenya. And speaking of Centum Real Estate, they have an amazing opportunity for each and every one of you. Yes, you can now own property at Cascadia at Two Rivers. For those who are interested, kindly contact Centum Re for more information. With that, we're done. That is how we wrap things up. Many thanks for watching this week's episode. Remember to tune in again next time, same time, right here at Chams Media TV. And remember to subscribe to the channel for more informative content.